There's a moment that changes everything. A moment when the house goes quiet. You look toward the doorway, expecting to see them. That familiar shape, those tiny footsteps, that small orbiting sun that once moved around your life, and instead, your eyes fill with emptiness. And in that split second, you understand something you never had words for. You didn't lose something. You lost someone. Someone who shared your happiness and your sadness. Someone who was there for you no matter what. Someone who didn't just live with you. Someone who lived in you. And when they're gone, it feels like a part of your soul has been amputated without anesthesia. And I want to warn you right away, this topic is emotional. You might cry. You might feel the weight rise again. But everything I say here is meant to help you understand what your mind is doing and why your pain makes sense. So today, we're going to talk about that why. Why this hurts so much. Why it changes you. Why your mind keeps replaying everything. Why you feel like something inside you collapsed. And how you can cope with it in a healthy, conscious way. Because when something is this painful, the only thing that helps at first is understanding what is happening inside you. For years, or sometimes decades, you shared your home, your routine, your bed, your mornings and nights with someone who depended on you. Someone who trusted you without question. Someone who met you at the door, watched you move around the room, waited for you to wake up. Someone who shaped the rhythm of your life. Someone who was there when nobody else was. When you were low, when you were struggling, when your world felt heavy. And psychology explains why. When you lose a pet, your brain activates the same system that reacts when a close relationship ends. But the reaction can be even stronger because the bond with a pet works differently from the bond with another person. A pet does not judge you. A pet does not pull away from you during conflict. A pet does not make you question whether you matter to them. To your pet, you are enough every single day. That creates a form of attachment that is direct, steady, and deep. It builds through repetition, through daily closeness, through the routines you barely even noticed until they were gone. Now, let's talk about guilt, because it appears in almost every story, no matter the situation. Even people who did everything right still feel it. Many describe this part as torture. You might tell yourself, I should have tried harder. I should have been there. I should have spent more time with them. I hope they weren't scared. These thoughts show how deeply you cared, not how much you failed. In fact, psychologists say guilt and grief is actually a sign of love. Your mind is trying to stay close to them by keeping the story alive. But here's the truth you need to hear. Pets do not see this moment the way humans imagine. They do not blame. They do not question. They do not think in terms of you ended something. They think in terms of you were with me. Your pet did not measure your actions the way you measure them. They did not remember the small mistakes you replay in your mind. They remembered the life you gave them. A life where they were wanted. A life where they belonged. A life where they had a person. A life where they were loved. And for an animal, that is everything. Many people wonder if their pet knew they loved them. The answer is yes. Animals recognize consistent care. They recognize gentle hands. They recognize the person whose voice means comfort. They recognize the person who shows up. If your pet left suddenly, the shock can feel overwhelming. One moment you were living your routine, and the next moment everything changed. Sudden loss often brings shaking, confusion, numbness, or disbelief. The mind cannot process something that changed that fast. The emotional system falls behind the event. It needs time to catch up. If your pet passed in your arms or near you, that is not something to feel guilt about. Animals move toward the person who brought them comfort. Many pets choose to be close to their person in their final moments. This is not fear, it is trust. If you had to make a euthanasia decision, you are carrying a heavy emotional burden. It is one of the hardest decisions anyone makes. But people forget something important. You made that choice because you cared. You ended their discomfort because you loved them more than you loved the idea of keeping them close. Your pet would not blame you for choosing the option that ended their pain. They would recognize the person who always protected them. Now let's talk about something even deeper. Why does the house feel so empty? Why does the silence feel so heavy? Why does the morning routine feel like it lost its shape? Psychology has a simple explanation. When your pet was here, they shaped your day in ways you didn't fully notice. You woke up because they were hungry. You walked because they needed to go outside. You stayed home because they were waiting for you. You smiled when they came to you. You talked to them in ways you don't talk to anyone else. Your mind built a structure around these moments. When the structure disappears, the day loses a part of its shape. This is why mornings feel empty. This is why evenings feel long. This is why the house feels different. This is why everything reminds you of them. Your mind learned to expect their presence, and now, without it, your system is trying to understand what changed. Many people report seeing movement in the corner of their vision or hearing sounds that are not there. This is not a sign of instability. This is your brain going through a normal adjustment period after a sudden gap in your environment. Another reason this pain is so strong is something researchers call role loss. Your pet was not only a companion. They gave you a role: caregiver, protector, partner, source of comfort. When they are gone, that role disappears, and with it, a piece of your identity. You can feel, I don't know who I am without him. She was the one who got me through everything. He was the reason I got up in the morning. You didn't only lose a pet. You lost a daily purpose. You lost someone who shaped your life. This is especially strong for people who went through hard years with their pet by their side. Many people describe situations where their pet helped them during heartbreak, sickness, depression, stress, loneliness, or trauma. When a pet stands by you during those moments, they become part of the story of how you made it through. Losing them brings back all the emotions they once helped you manage. This is why the loss feels like losing more than one thing at the same time. You are grieving the version of yourself they helped hold together, and that is powerful. Now let's address the fear many people feel. Will I ever feel normal again? Will this pain ever ease? Will I ever talk about them without breaking down? The answer is yes, but not by forgetting them, not by pretending you are fine, not by pushing down the emotions. Healing does not mean letting go. Healing means learning how to carry the memory without the same level of pain. It means allowing the love to stay while the hurt slowly loses intensity. Psychologists call this continuing the bond. Your connection does not end. It changes shape. Instead of being part of your daily routine, it becomes part of your story. And instead of creating pain, it begins to create something softer over time. You will think of them and feel warmth. You will remember their habits and smile. You will talk about them without choking up. This does not happen because they mattered less. It happens because your heart adjusts to hold the memory in a healthier way. Some people worry that healing means betrayal. It does not. If your pet could see you right now, they would not want you stuck in blame or fear. Your pet wanted you to be okay. They would want you to rest, to eat, to sleep. They would want you to feel something good again someday. They would want you to keep going. Pets never asked for anything complicated. They just wanted you near them. And now, the best way to honor them is to take care of yourself. If you are feeling lost right now, or if you cannot imagine how your life continues from here, it is because the loss hit the center of your emotional life. But the fact that you are here, listening, trying to understand your emotions, means you are already taking steps forward. Slow steps, but real steps. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with missing them months or years later. There's nothing wrong with feeling like a part of you changed permanently. Because it did. Losing someone you love that deeply changes you. Before we end this, there's something important to understand. You will love again if you choose to. Not because your pet can be replaced. They cannot. But because their presence taught you how to care in a deeper way. And that ability does not disappear. It stays in your heart, even after enormous loss. Your pet lived a life where they were wanted, a life where they were comforted, a life where they were understood, a life where they were never alone. You were their person. You were their world. And nothing can change that. As you move through this grief, remember this truth. The pain you feel now is the result of the love you gave. A bond that's strong does not fade. It becomes part of who you are. And even though today feels heavy, there will be a day when the weight does not crush you anymore. A day when the memory brings more warmth than tears. A day when you can say their name and feel grateful instead of broken. You are not alone. Your reaction is normal. Your pain makes sense. And you're allowed to feel every part of it. In time, you will carry this love in a steadier way. In time, the sadness will soften. In time, the memory will feel less sharp. You'll not forget them. You shouldn't. They were a real part of your life, a real companion, a real source of comfort. And love like that doesn't vanish. It stays with you. It shapes you. It remains part of who you are. Thank you for listening. If you want this message to reach someone who needs it, liking the video helps. And if this helped you in any way, you can subscribe for more content made for people who are trying to understand what they feel and how to move through it. And if you need it, take your time. Let yourself feel what comes. And know that healing does not erase the bond. It honors it